So we should start the meeting. I'm going to call the COA board meeting to order. Today is February 18th, 2025. We are being recorded by Area 58. So could we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Darlene, will you be taking minutes?
As usual. Yes. I actually just usually.
Okay. Very good, good one. Okay, approval of the December 17th meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for December 17th.
I second the approval.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And now we have the minutes of the January 21st.
And I make a motion that we approve the minutes for January 21st, 2025.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. You have a lot, we have a lot under the new business, Darlene, so do you want to, like, kind of do your director's report after so that we can get to the new business, or is your director's report just all, if anybody has questions on the documents that you gave us?
Okay, so we approved the minutes and director's report, so we can just quickly go over them if you want.
Okay.
If you want.
Yeah,
Unless you want.
that should, well, that's your director's report, right? No, I just want to make sure we have time to get to the new business and stuff.
Okay, yeah, because this shouldn't take too long. We can wait till the end if you want, whichever you prefer.
No, we can look them over now. So this is for the month of January.
Right, so for the month of January, we're just the first page where it says call on the month of January for the report.
Yep.
It says services provided in January, so it just tells you exactly the breakdown, the office consults versus walk-ins. We have a lot of walk-ins. We were trying to get the appointments more geared towards people making the appointments, where we're so with the programs and stuff that sometimes we're not able to be in the building. Like Friday was like that, because we had that event for Valentine's. So
Yeah, how was that? I'm sorry I missed it. My kids called early and I had to go. They were in the middle of a flu epidemic in one house, so I had to go help.
it turned out well. Yeah.
Good.
It turned out well. We have
And the is it the singing seniors or the senior singers?
it's the seniors, the singing seniors, and Mr. Dowling, and
Yep.
he was there and he put everything together really well, and it was great. I actually was trying to post them from my phone, but I wasn't set up for Facebook.
Oh,
on my phone, the work phone. So I just figured it out last night. I didn't know if I was authorized to do so.
Yeah.
But I had to. Anyway, so it was posted, so I don't know where it went. I said, I'm going to try it and see where it goes.
That seems like something we don't have to worry about, right? We don't even know where it is.
Instagram.
Instagram.
And I'm like, where did all this
It's in outer space someplace.
All I know is
It's
everybody
in
liked
cyberspace,
Barbara's-
but everybody had a good time.
Yeah, and everybody liked Barbara's pants. So good. She had
Barbara. Barbara had sparkly pants on?
sparkly pants on.
Nice.
And
Well, did you have your sparkly shoes on that you had on for the Christmas party?
no, that was boring. So anyway, if we go to the second page, it just summarizes what type of services we provided in that month. And so, you know, whether it be healthcare, advocacy, outreach, and so on. But, yeah, so those are...
What kind of help do you give? Like, you don't fill out the whole Mass Health application,
Yes, we
right? Oh, you do? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's, if there's a lot of assets that need to be looked at, we refer them over to an elder law attorney. So, but typically consumer may, what's happening is right now, there's a backlog. And there's a lot of individuals out there that are not accessing Mass Health, which they could have, and they are struggling. So what's happened is they may be getting services through Colony Elder Services, and they have a consumer benefits specialist there that does these applications. However, they're so backlogged. And what we're finding is the consumers coming back to us, and this one individual particularly has come back to us, and she's been waiting 6 months. And in the meantime, she can't pick up her prescriptions. She lost her coverage to the Medicare Advantage plan. So, because she didn't, when she signed up, there's a lot to this. The income, she may have worked. She had a high income, but no assets, minimal assets. However, she is frail, so this particular individual could access Frail Elder Waiver. Frail Elder Waiver will allow a consumer to have access to coverage by way of the assessment and allow them to have a higher income. She would qualify. However, for 6 months, she's been without coverage. She's had Medicare Part A and B, traditional, because she lost access to her Medicare Advantage Tufts plan because she didn't pay the bill. So for various reasons. So now the consumer is without prescription drug plan, and then now she's back to traditional Medicare. So with that, who's going to pick up the tab here? You know, how long are we supposed to wait? So I jump in, I'll say, okay, not that I have a lot of time to do them, but I ask the state that we have access to some of these things and that we do them. It can't be done online like the connector, but these are specific to individuals like these situations where we just say, you know what, this consumer cannot wait and they have to pick up their prescriptions. What do we do?
Right.
And so where it's been, she's been, you know, calling us to ask us. So moving forward, that's what we do. We do the full Mass Health application with the consumer, and, you know, anything that would be out of our jurisdiction, we refer them over to an elder law attorney. But a consumer should not have to, she should have been eligible for this 2 years ago, and nobody picked up on that, unfortunately. And now she's in a special division of Old Colony Elder Services, and yet nobody's been out, or because of probably they're backlogged.
Right.
So I don't know. All I know is I see a consumer floundering, I pick up the ball and I run with it, because I can't sit and let this consumer suffer any longer without prescriptions. You know, even the Lynette program they would never qualify for because it was over the 60 days in which the Lynette program would allow them. If they lost their Part D plan, they potentially could qualify to pick up prescriptions within a 30-day period if you signed up for them. Not everybody knows about that, but the thing is that was over the time period, because she's just been waiting.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of those cases out there. We try to minimize them because of the time involved, but it's, you know, our job is to protect our consumers. So, anyway. And we had a lot of calls for boarding task force, so that's a part of the outreach too.
Why does it say just, yeah, I know. A lot of important
A
stuff.
lot of important stuff, yeah.
Why does it just say Triad 1?
I couldn't tell you. Somebody must have put Triad 1 in, so I have the services. Somebody might have hit the keypad. That's why we'd like to have somebody at the keypad.
Yeah.
Help. Maybe they hit the triad.
Oh, I see, yeah. Because I know you had a very good triad program last time, right? You had the FBI or something
That
there?
was a great program.
Yeah.
And then-
I
and then-
steer clear of the FBI.
And next month,
Just as a general rule, yeah.
and next month on March 4th, they're having Senior Medicare Patrol. They're an excellent organization that educates the public on Medicare 101 and also what to look for when they get the EOBs, the explanation of benefits from Medicare and what they all are, MS, what are the Medicare's services. But anyway, I can't think of it right now, the acronym. But the thing is the Medicare sends out the EOBs, and the EOBs gives an explanation of all these things. They just educate you as to what to look for. Protection of fraud and all that other stuff that's out there. So, yeah.
Okay.
Good. So, yeah, they're coming up and it's good. It's a good thing.
Okay, so we'll move on just to the chair's report. And the only thing I noticed is that the mission statement on the newsletter has to be changed because we voted. It did?
Yeah, how did they get back to the old one?
So maybe
I think what's
I
happening...
was looking at my February one, but the February ones that are in the library are still the very long one.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. It was changed. You know what I think someone's doing? Who's it? So they cutting and pasting.
Yeah.
And not changing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it should have. They should have used the one that was updated.
Right.
So I'm sure that's
Okay. And an update on the tax guy?
He actually, after going back and forth, he's working. We have a couple of people that had registered, so we're allowing him to finish them off. And then he's going to Bridgewater and Whitman to do some of the services through that.
And how many people are coming to the COA?
I don't know. There was only like 8 of them or something like that. That they had taken the names down and put them in prior to all of our conversation.
Okay.
So I can go there next week to...
Did you call in? Okay, so she was one of them.
Yeah, no, that's how, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
We were just talking
So that's
about that. Okay, but next year he will not
Yeah.
be using them.
Correct.
Okay, I know he is picking up some
from what I
taxes
understand.
at the park, which is, whatever
We
he...
actually approached I even asked if the park would allow for him to have a little room, because they do have that downstairs, a little room down there.
Yep.
But they said no, because it was that the town, they brought it to the board, and the board shot it down. So I said, well, that's okay. I mean, most of the people are in the park that come. So, but I just don't understand why they couldn't allow that, but it's okay. I mean, that's their decision, it's the board, and maybe it's a liability issue or something, I don't know what it is. But it's their decision, and they approached that too. So we looked at all options for this type of situation to help the consumer. Maybe we'll have an AARP program at some point, but we did look at we provided 3 different options for consumers calling in for additional, say they didn't get on the list before we had this discussion and so on. We were giving them the 3 options. Number 1, to go to either, Bridgewater, because Bridgewater director said that they could come there, or go to Whitman. The director there opened their doors. And the 3rd thing was to offer Duxbury for the free tax preparation. And that's, but some people, it's just like your bank. You don't want to change your bank, right? So people don't want to change. So that tax person, and I can understand that, he's quite a gentleman. So so they have that option, just to still continue to go to them, but in those other towns that do a little bit different things. So.
Okay.
Not that I can do anything, Darlene, but I was told by Sheila that they offered a room at the office.
They did. Well, I didn't hear, Mr. Yergo, the president of the association, he didn't tell me that.
No,
Oh.
because, well, you can't use it now because I can't bring it up for another 3 to 6 months. 6 months would be too late for going into
Yeah.
the next year. So can you get a count from Joe exactly how many people he services in the park? And I might talk to somebody, not that it would do any good, but at least I can ask.
Well, you'll be seeing Joe, right?
Yes.
Okay, maybe you could ask him that
Okay.
question too, you know. But for our records, I can produce what we have in our records, you know, from the last year, it's the last couple of years. And I know it was a lot. But we were also servicing people outside the Halifax area and people that weren't actually 60. So there were some people on there that hadn't been. So I don't know how, I can't say that it was the universal, like anybody over 60 and then was a member of our, of our organization.
Yeah.
These are the things, you know, the records show that they were registered with him. But I know that there was a lot of them.
Yeah, everybody I talk to seems to have him, and he goes around and picks up some people
Yeah.
and then delivers it back so you wouldn't get those calls.
Right, and I think the whole thing that changed last year was the scheduling. As I mentioned, prior to that, from when I first got here in 2021, it was that, and when that time came up, in 2022 to do the taxes, there was just a one flat fee. And then it went to a scheduled fee, and it could range from $50 up to whatever, how complex the taxes were. So, you know, so I just wish all COAs did the same thing, but they don't. It makes it easier across the board because, you know, it makes it easier for everyone. But if you don't have that AARP program, we're supposed to be able to offer something with the tax credit to support the seniors within the community. And that would be the one that's vetted through the AARP program. But again, you'd have to have volunteers within the community to be able to form this type of an association there, like they did in Duxbury and in Kingston. They shared that. They would go Tuesdays, Thursdays, or something like that in Kingston, 2 days in Kingston and 3 days in Duxbury. And they shared that AARP program. So they took a lot of people too, and it's free. You know, if it gets more complicated, they just.
So is it possible for you to look into that?
We did 3 times.
Okay, and why couldn't we?
You had to have volunteers that would come in to go to the school to learn the tax
I
codes
see.
and what was going. So say you say you had, you know what, I think I'd like to do something like that as a volunteer. You then sign up. There is a lead AARP person. You would meet with that person. You would actually then, you'd have to have 3 people to be a part of this team. And then they would go to classes to learn what the current codes are. And the AARP program then allows you to have their laptop and you do their taxes through that. Nothing's stored in their laptops either. So it's all do it and then pops out. Yeah.
You need 3 people?
Yes. From what I understood, it was 3 people, volunteers, and then the team person, which would be Mr. Shoemaker, and he does that for Duxbury.
Would the classes be in Duxbury, where he is?
No, I don't know where they hold them. We'd have to ask the team leader. The team leader would have to tell you. Maybe it's online, I think most of it is. So I don't know enough about that portion of the training, but we did try to do it. He brought in the paperwork and everything to everyone. The thought we had one person, but it didn't happen.
So, but we can look into that
twice.
for next year again,
Yeah, we'll
right?
try it again.
Yep.
We can put
Okay.
it out there in, I think, around August, September, get people interested in it. But if anyone is, it's a great opportunity for you to learn how to do taxes.
Well, we had an accountant just buy a house in the park, so maybe we can pass the word around there.
Yeah.
But I'd like to know where
It's a
the
lot.
classes are so I can tell them.
Yeah.
That might influence it one way or the
Well,
other.
if you give him, if you give this person, you know, our telephone number, we can connect him with the team person.
Great.
Yeah.
And that program, does it have criteria as to, you know, say how old you have to be or anything like that? Or is it just open to anybody and everybody?
Yep. Anyone who wants to volunteer.
No, I mean, as far as the taxes, as far as whose taxes they do.
I believe that
For free.
it was typically the people that typically would go is within, they're members of the COA, you know, but there are people from other communities that go to the ARP program because not all towns offer it because they fall into
Well, that's
the
what I'm
same
wondering, how do you, because somebody hears, oh, this guy's going to do your taxes for free, and I imagine everybody wants to go
Well,
to
let's
get their taxes done for
It
free.
doesn't say you're 60 and over. I don't know the criteria. If in fact the criteria is that it's only for 60 and over. I don't know that. Maybe a certain income bracket. I don't. But the majority of the people that I've seen that used it, you know, it's like most people are going to be attracted to a COA because of the fact they're within their age bracket, right? So you're not going to see a 30-year-old, you know, say, I'm going to go to the senior center to do these taxes, and they have that volunteer there. So it's going to draw
Except that if we
whoever, but
put that
we'll-
publicity out that says free taxes.
yeah, if it says that free taxes in the COA, you know, newsletter, that's a question you can ask if in fact, you know, a 30-year-old wants to, or anybody that's under 60 would want to actually get their
I would
taxes done
imagine
for
there would
free.
have to be some, because it's,
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question.
Pretty easy to-
I think it's a senior tax.
you know, somebody's mother gets their taxes
I
done
would
for
say it should
free.
be
and-
kept right to seniors, period.
But I think it does say senior. I think it's the VITRA program. The VITRA program is specific to seniors,
Seniors, I believe it is, and
to anybody in that.
I think so.
55 and older or 60. would have-
If not, that's where it should be.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's a lot of moving parts to a lot of these different programs and so on. I call them the if-thens. You know, if you qualify, then you get it, or you can have it. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting, and most of the time outreach would be able to look up all that, even the assessing, you know, for taxes, you know, what's available when you, for tax.
Well, and when you look at the number of people in the park, most of them being seniors, most of them on a minimum income, and they're looking for basically a simple tax form.
Yeah.
You know, go in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you got it done, knocked off, done.
I mean, I know that taxes, when I did taxes, I did them for a tax attorney. It was a process to learn a lot of the rules and regulations, you know.
Right.
But once you do it, it becomes rote, you know. It's just that it's a very time-consuming thing, you know, 2 days a week. They're there from 9 to 4.
Yep, well, because,
And
and your
it's
tax
six.
laws change every year, or every
Yeah.
administration,
It's an
whatever.
amazing program, and unfortunately, they can't get enough of the volunteers out there to do it for all the towns, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just an option for someone to learn as much as they can about something like that. Same thing with the SHINE program, serving health and information needs of everyone.
Yeah.
That, you know, everyone wants to know about Medicare and how that works and the ins and outs of even some of the screenings for Mass Health. And, but to take that course, it's lengthy, but it's also rewarding in the end, but it's a commitment as well because,
Big commitment.
yeah, but it's a good commitment if you can have the time to do it. Invest.
Silence my phone. Okay, so we're moving on. Aging with Grace Vendor Expo.
Yes.
No, go ahead. I just realized I didn't silence this.
No, I just, Asian
Okay.
Grease Vendor Expo, so we're getting a lot of good vendors out there offering super cool services that would actually be helpful to our, community. So it's something that I've always been wanting to do since I've gotten here, since I've arrived, is that to have a vendor expo where people can come and learn about what's out there. And also invite a lot of the organizations like Mass Housing and that type of thing. Some of the programs that are offered through Triad as well. What is Triad? What do they do? So we have a lot of.
So we need a place to hold it. So in the past, when we had like a health expo. A couple of times we had like a health fair, and we held that in the gym, and there was a lot of vendors there. So I'm wondering if we held this in the gym, and we go through the process of renting out the gym on a Saturday. Of course, that takes some cunning scheduling, because the gym is a highly used place.
That process and everything.
Yeah, and or the Great Hall. I imagine we would want to do it on a Saturday when most people
Yeah.
could come.
Yeah, it would be something like that to offer during. The vendor tables. That's something we couldn't charge for a vendor table, but the Generations probably could. So I wanted to see if they would be interested in renting the tables out, whatever it be, or maybe just have it just as a service for our consumers.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that we should charge anybody that wants to come and give information out like that. But so I'm just trying to, figure out if, you could put a bunch of tables in the Great Hall, and we wouldn't be, charged by the town for the use of the Great Hall because it's a,
Right.
a COA program. So, how many vendors do you think we could attract?
Oh, a lot. I can't tell you how many specifically, but I know we get approached all the time from very good information.
So we
type
could fill the
vendors.
gym, but the gym's a tough gig to try to get. The Great Hall is easier. Of course, it's harder access, I think, on a Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, someplace where it's like easy to get into, the easy access.
Yeah, which is, so the gym is much easier to access.
We had the other option that, I'm going to throw that out there, I don't know if it can happen, but but you can have an expo at the Kingston Mall. They have space there. I've been there a couple of times where actually the COAs even invited to go there. So if we get a number of COAs, they go and present themselves, set up tables. They set up that. The only thing about that, because you get a good stream of people going in and out of that mall, and that's an option to look at. But the downside to it is, of course, it's big and it's not as intimate as if you were in the gym. The gym is a little bit more
Yeah, I think I kind of
contained.
like the gym idea, if we could
But
kind of...
when you're inviting a lot of COAs, then I guess then it's probably better to have it in someplace that's not just your town, in Kingston, in that
Right, and the-
mall. It's open to a lot
The
of
parking and the access is so much better at the gym, It really is.
Yeah.
It's a thought, Casey couldn't, because I know the kids have their sports on Saturday, basketball, whatever, so I'm sure basketball.
So
right
I
now.
think it's a great idea. Do you want to, or do you want somebody on the board to kind of gather vendors and see how many we can gather, and then kind of pick a date, and then I can see if we can reserve the gym?
Yeah, because I have vendors that would like to present But, so we can get together with those lists. If you have some people as well, we can look through that and then do that invitation to that. Or just open it up, because they'll come, if we advertise it, they'll come out. I know that we have a number of different people in town that want to come. So
Yeah, I don't think we would
It would be
have
a good
trouble
way-
getting people to come. I just want to be able to know who's coming, how they're coming, what they need, just kind of get the process going.
I mean, we set up the tables and then, all the same color or whatever, they put their banners out, but, offer that there's, 20 tables, because that room would only hold 20 or whatever, how we're going to set it up, and whatever a number of tables are that the room is able to hold, and the people too, so, but,
Well, they could really just bring their own tables, I'm sure.
yeah, I would like it all the same. I like,
Yeah.
because some I have little round tables, the square table, card
When do you
table.
guys want to get together with Darlene or both of you? And
just thought it was
kind of,
cool
I think it's a great idea, and I think we should just,
Yeah.
kind of get
Yeah,
the
I'll
ball
give you a
rolling.
hand, darling, on that.
And then we don't want to, it could make a difference too, if there's the market that they have, the farmer's market too. They're going to do that this year, if you did coordinate it. So this is going to be something you have to plan it out a couple months in advance.
That's why I'd like to
But,
get
yeah.
kind of going on it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking more in terms of October, maybe in the fall, a fall, informational gathering.
Yeah.
I just, a lot of good stuff up there.
Right. So you guys will sit and kind of start getting your vendors together, and, the tables won't be an issue because, I'm pretty sure that building maintenance can bring the tables down. They would just need to know how many October's going to be, although I think we have had a health fair there in October. I was just thinking it might be tough with the sports going on in the gym.
No, but let's see. I think that's going to dictate when we're going to have it. When is that not used on a Saturday?
Right.
Or Friday afternoon even. I don't know, even a Friday. Maybe they may not be out of school and it'll be, no, because then it's be in the afternoon, huh? Or maybe a Monday, long weekend, like yesterday. So
Okay.
let's see when that is open.
Okay.
That hall, and that I'll check that out. I'll check it out. So check.
No, I'll check out when the gym's available, if you and Fred want to get together and kind of gathering vendors and what they, because you don't want all the vendors offering the same information, you know what I mean? Like, so if you guys work on the vendors, I can work on the gym and the space.
Yeah, I have the vendors already set in my mind, or actually have approached, and I actually said, there's so many out there that's coming forward to ask, and they want to come to talk to the seniors, and I said,
Well,
we would have to have a meeting every day.
It's just a case of recontact him and getting a committal out of him that will say, okay, yeah, I want in. Or-
But, a nice letter to them saying, we're offering them this time,
Yeah.
please contact us, and if you choose not to.
Well,
I'll
and
get
the
that
other
letter.
thing is, most of these, I'll say the craft fairs, they go out on social media, vendors wanted whatever, if you did the same thing, particularly on the Halifax locals and Halifax community page, just got it out on our local IT pages, then you'd have some local vendors that know that this is happening and I want in, if we haven't been able to reach out or we don't even know they're there,
So we can call it an educational, Aging with Grace, or an educational resource
Yep.
venue. So, okay, so that's that. And then-
So you guys will work on that, and
Yep.
I will work on a Saturday
Yep.
on the gym, and then I can get back to you on, when does actual basketball start? Maybe in September, every Saturday is open. So I'll talk to Mr. Steele about that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Job description for board members. This is what I found that kind of triggered my thought, because when we were sharing a lot of information, the directors and stuff like that, and this came through from Rochester, and I'm like, wow, they have this organized. So, but it was just cool, and I thought, this makes sense, because job title, what the defining what that board does, which we already did that. Then like what positions, did what. And so that's what they went through. The number of hours could be varied, I don't know, we might not want to do that, but they defined a lot of the purpose, all that stuff we already did. But then they defined like, they put it all together, what their duties are, qualifications would be, and they even have that type of a, just to understand who goes to. So if they come, the community comes to the board, where does it go from there? Just to have a nice stream to understanding. But they do, they even do like, performance evaluation. We don't have to do that. But a lot of the volunteers,
Performance evaluation of...
as a volunteer. So, yeah, I think that's a lot. But I'm just saying.
Since we have trouble getting volunteers, if you tell me I'm doing a terrible job. No, yes, I would, yeah.
It's just interesting, like,
Step it up, friend.
they're just big, and they're like a city, I guess. I don't know, but I was just just to find the positions, what they do, the treasurer, whatever.
So a lot of that is in our, I guess it's the policy. I think so, in the policy and procedures, unless we took them out. But if you want to, did you bring us all a copy that we can read it over and then just kind of...
Yeah, but I looked at it. I mean, I don't want it to be misinterpreted. Like, I'm not saying we should do exactly what they did, but I like the idea that it's defined all in this summary page, or these pages, and all together rather than,
But you're asking us to adopt a
Thinking
job
about-
description.
Yeah, for the jobs, do they, the treasurer, the secretary, not treasurer, but the secretary, chairperson, what does
Yeah.
that person do?
Yeah.
In case somebody does want to step up and be a part of it. And by the way, we got another request.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
I didn't get that, yeah.
It just came in last week. So I'll send it.
Oh, yeah, usually Pam sends those to me.
Well, I got it, so.
So have you reached out and asked them to come to the
Not yet.
meeting?
I
Okay.
will, yeah, I will. But I just.
Can you send that to me? And I just think that they should come to a meeting and see what it's all, because we had one, that's next. And did he not?
He was supposed to be here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so maybe he forgot.
Kind of compliant with what you guys asked.
Well, that was another one, so I'll reach out to the person that was gonna come today.
Okay.
And I don't see him here, so that's, maybe I'll watch it. And then maybe, he offered to come and volunteer. I said, well, maybe on the board or something like that, so maybe change his mind. So I'll reach out to him.
Okay.
saying That we had a meeting today, and, how did he feel? And see what the go.
So are you gonna, do you want us to
Yeah.
vote on that? So you need to send that to us so
I
we
don't think
can...
it needs to be voted on, just wanted to let you know that I wanted to have something like that. And if it sounds like, I don't want to waste my time putting it together and then, like defining the jobs and then, find out like, hey, no, we don't need that. So I want to present it first, then if it's a, hey, let's put it together, we'll read it over.
So how are
and
you gonna,
accept it.
how are you gonna present it?
Well, the number of boards, their board's different, of course. So we would, the people that we have on our board and what the positions are, if you want to help me define what those positions are, like chairperson, member, what the member does.
So let me see if I have that. I'm just looking for the policy and procedure.
You either get it or you don't. Right? You either meet the criteria.
So in our policy and procedures that we voted on in August, we have a nominating committee, a budget committee, a policy and procedures committee, a legislative committee, and we have other options. It doesn't look like we offer, the council office shall be known as the chairperson and the secretary. So that's all the board members that we have in our policies, procedures that were voted on. Total membership of the council may not exceed 7, not including honorary. So we only have a chairperson and a secretary. And then we can, according to these policies and procedures that we voted on, we can make a nominating committee, a budget committee, a policy and procedures committee. Since we're a board of 4, that, it seems like we wouldn't be dividing into
Right.
special committees, but, all of us can talk about all these
Right.
different issues. So I don't know what's different about that than what we've already defined. But it seems like if there's something in those that we don't cover in here, we could then add it into here.
Right, some procedure that they may be using that we don't have listed.
Right.
Just to bring us up to a policy or procedure update.
And I don't know if anybody has this, but I'm just noticing that I have to, on my copy, change the mission statement, so, as part of this.
Yeah, that has to be changed on the, okay, I'll get all that out, I just, stuff we gotta do. And yesterday doing the van, just getting all the snow off the vans.
I know, right? I know.
That was interesting, that all that snow, but it was like ice packed, embedded into where the windshield wipers were. And then it's slippery,
So Dolly, could you send me that talent bank form for a new member?
Sure. And the other thing too, we have to do the...
Not the one that we had talked about that didn't come here today,
No.
but you got a new one?
I know the one.
Yeah,
the second
okay.
one. Yep, I know exactly what you have. All right, space limitations and new approach to accessing space for COA. As we know that we were having the difficulty with spacing. The Great Hall isn't always available but on Fridays. And we had our event and the door was locked.
Here?
So, what
Actually-
people, when they coordinate these things, so what's happening is people are broaching to say, let's have an event.
Mr. Steele,
Oh,
do you have a minute to, do you have a minute to?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of kinds of congratulations. but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I was very surprised. I wasn't in the loop. Lindsay kept telling me, she's trying to.
Yeah,
Then
so
finally,
it's
boom.
just a whole big thing. But thank you.
What's going on?
So if you have a minute, we were just talking about having like a vendor fair, and we want to use probably the gym as opposed to the Great Hall. And we were thinking like a Saturday, but I know the gym is like
When you
so
wanna do it.
heavily used. Well, that's what I'm
Well,
asking for
it
you.
opens up. It opens
does?
up after March.
after lunch.
Yeah, and then you'll have to go through the school.
Okay.
I have to go
Something
through the
like that,
school.
yeah. Which means you'll have to hire a...
So what does September look like?
September's good.
September
That
is
works
good?
too, Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's,
it gets crazy in end of October and then straight through March.
And
Okay.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah, we're thinking maybe like September, October, like the beginning part of fall,
Yeah,
because
that-
it's
I
still,
mean,
the
that
weather's
works.
still kind of
Yeah.
good, but it'd be a Saturday.
Yeah, I would, you'd have to put in a building request through the school.
through the school, yeah.
Because it would be a school thing, not really.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
else, But I mean, they come to us and they say, are you using it all? But I can tell you up front.
So you get first pick?
Right.
They pick you over me? I love it.
That's Those basketball people are tough.
Oh, they are, yeah, I know. I was one of them.
We used to start in November, now they like to start in the beginning of October.
Yeah.
So we need time, so we try to let them go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, just go through the process and on our end, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So,
Remember how good Dave was at basketball, right? So now Katie's got Thomas at the
Already?
Y basketball. He hates it.
oh, yeah, isn't that the case though? You know? Well, look, if he might want a little basketball when we do our summer thing, make sure you let me know.
Oh, okay.
We'll take care of him.
He's gonna hold, so he'll be going into first grade. Well,
Yeah, we do what we call little biddies or future stars we call them.
Perfect.
And they have half day, full day. And I might be able to give you a little bit of a bump.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you'll be good.
Why, you all like full up already?
No.
No, yeah.
Not like that.
Okay.
It's my campus.
Yeah.
It's not a rec camp.
Oh, perfect.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I have more say in it than I do if it was a rec camp.
Awesome. All right, so we
So
will
I hear
go
the
to the
building's gonna be ready
school.
next week, huh?
It's going to be
Look,
ready.
she seems very like, it is?
It is?
I know, because I checked on it every day, but I was like, when did
So am I
I
drive
miss
by
it?
it every day. I'm looking for the pickleball courts. I'm trying to figure out what side they're on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out,
Have they sold many of those at all?
I don't know, I heard 5.
Yeah. How many do they have?
I know, I heard you were buying. What the heck?
I'm staying right where I am.
They have 100, they have
It's gonna be
102.
beautiful. They're gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. No, I looked at it. The price still was a little.
Very nice.
Yeah, price is
Very,
tough.
but you know, as we age, guess what?
I've got 2 years left on my mortgage.
Yeah.
Once I do that, then I can actually really figure out where the hell I am.
Yeah.
I can't do anything still with. I still teach.
Yeah.
Teaching, I'm doing this, and
I know. Like
I'm
takes.
not like a librarian who can just kind of up and stop.
Okay, Mrs. Dill.
I was thinking of running for the position, too.
Order. We have to get back to our COA
I was
meeting.
thinking of running for the position, but then when I saw all the credentials that you had to have, no way.
You should apply.
Fine.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So,
So I think that September timeframe is perfect because
I think it's great.
where most of your Medicare programs you're looking at to change after the first of the year or as of the first of the year. By doing this in September, you're giving people a 3 months head start
Yeah.
on some options that they can take care of.
Yeah, again, it's just more of who they are, you know, presentation on what they do.
Right.
They're not going to do an assessment there
Right.
to like, hey, let's do Medicare counseling today. So, you know, if it's Shine that's going to come out to do it, we'd invite them.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we have credible organizations that are coming in from under the Executive Office of Elder Affairs, under their umbrella, the Executive Office of Aging and Independence. That's
Aging
in here.
independence, that's it,
Aging
right?
and independence, and there's a reason for that. And even have those individuals from the organizations come in to present, you know, to understand the new name and why the name changed and the new brand of coming forward, so.
okay, so if you guys want to work on that and choose a date, then I will contact the school and get dates and times, and we can get going on that. I think September is a great idea.
I do too.
September, yeah. You
Yeah.
got all your craft
Yeah, and I
fairs
think the
in
gym,
October, too.
I think the gym is the best place to have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we did get the riders, next topic, just to kind of summarize everything up quickly.
Yeah.
We gotta move along. But the thing was, so the loss of this great hall has been really, you know, I mean, the use of it's limited. So, and it's like the Valentine's party was beautiful, it echoes. You know, it wasn't really like the most intimate Valentine-ish part. And like, nobody really could hear. And a lot of people, when they were talking, they were trying to sing. So it's just like, sometimes it's just nice to have someplace, but hopefully sometime soon. We deserve it, and I think our town deserves it. I think the seniors deserve it in the town to have access to a building that's conducive to all the different services that we can, actually have.
So you did get a rider
So
to
we
use
did
Henrich
get-
Hall?
Yeah, so we did reach out to Henrich Hall, Hendrick said to get the rider, which I did send the rider last week to Mr. Yurgo, and he's going to present it to his board, and I'll wait to hear back. I also sole purpose for the use of we're having our yoga classes there and our fitness class there, and I thought, I didn't feel comfortable with that in terms of allowing that to happen without some kind of a rider. We got a rider now for that. So that I sent it to the person, sole purpose. So anytime that we have to seek these buildings, I think that we need to apply for these riders for the town's protection. And that's it.
Okay,
So that's the
awesome.
update on building stuff.
Okay,
Good items. Moving right along.
yep, moving right along in 4 minutes. Pat, do you have anything you want to bring up to the board, or?
No, I'm all set. She answered.
Yep, I think
Okay, Fred?
Thank you.
business has been covered very well today, very well.
And Pat, so your query, you just need to put your license number down there too, I think? Did you fill out that form, or?
Yep, I just need my license, which I have.
Okay, because I can take that back to the library and get that going. Oh, the ethics test.
Just one more little thing.
One more little thing is, so everybody has access to the ethics test? Did you have access to your access? Yep.
If you already did it, then you just do.
I did, yeah, I gave you the
Yeah.
copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And that's,
Did you have to copy my license too?
I think it just gives you a place to put your license
License number, I
And I do
believe.
not need a copy of that.
and that's it.
So I don't, it was a couple months since I've done this, so I don't think you actually receive anything back. I think I just get a okay from the query form.
Okay.
And by the way, we had our 2 Valentine's Day parties last week. One on Wednesday.
And I missed both of them, so.
One on Wednesday, and then it was so cool. It was really good. We had a singer in. It was for the H-Wave group.
Oh, nice.
And the hard part is that we don't have enough staff to go out. So I'm running out at 7 o'clock at night at Walmart. And so I'm hungry too,
Yeah.
I won't buy that too. But so we get all this stuff. And so I had it all decorated for them so they can just come right in and relax. And then they had the singer. He was super cool. He was just kind of with the flow, the gentleman. And actually I'll post it on the Facebook page. But he was just great. He just went and sang with his little organ.
Awesome.
And they were all like singing with them, and Frank Sinatra and all
Those
those
papers. Awesome.
And these are all yours. So what else? So that was a fun little event.
Okay.
We
So
had hats and everything.
the next meeting is,
One more thing.
Yes.
Nonnies, they made a beautiful dinner.
I get the.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, we paid for it, but it
Yeah.
was nice.
Very
Chicken
nice.
cutlet.
I love it. Chicken cutlets are good.
Jean, you want to quickly look at this and write my number down? 'Cause I shake sometimes and it doesn't come out clearly.
Let me get it.
Okay, Pat, you just have to sign on the bottom there. Print and sign,
Okay.
I think, right?
And you can understand my license number?
Verifying employee. Yes, I wrote it down myself.
Good.
So no, well, yeah, actually I could have. Yeah,
Can you? That's good.
sort of.
Almost.
Once they're asking you to print your name and then sign it.
Okay, I thought that was for you for verification.
Oh, and here's your license. Don't, yeah.
Don't lose this, babe. Put that right there.
Yeah. Don't want to lose your license.
Print. Here we go.
Busy place up here today. Okay, so I move to adjourn the meeting at 10:31.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Everybody survived the crazy weather.